Hello, I like to use Vim. Wait, why don't you use a normal text editor instead? You mean something with a disgusting graphical interface? No, I'd never use something like that. I like to stay true to the spirit of programming and stick to the command line. Also, it just looks cool with all the keyboard shortcuts I've memorized. Here, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to solve this problem with Vim. And I'm going to show you just how fast my typing speed is. See, I did that so quickly because I memorized all the keyboard shortcuts. If I use something with a graphical interface, I'd have to move my mouse around, take my hands off the keyboard. What kind of nonsense is that? I want to keep my hands on the keyboard. And now I'm going to compile my program on the command line as well. And see, it works just like that. This is why you should use Vim. It's fast, it's pure, and it looks cool. Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be doing problem 3 from the USICO 2020 US Open contest, Platinum Division. And what's that? You don't think I can do this? No, I'm going to show you. I can do this, and I'm going to do it in under 5 minutes. So first let's just read the problem. Okay, cool. I understand it. And now let's solve it. Okay, I solved it, and now it's just time to implement it. This is going to be the boring part, but alright. Ooh. Man, this is just so boring. Typing with one hand is so difficult. You know, in fact, I'm just going to type without using the keyboard at all. Ooh. Okay, this is the boring part. I'm just going to, do it without using my hands. So boring. Okay, and I am now done. So, actually, that's a little typo here. I should be doing that instead, and yeah, this all looks pretty good to me. Let's try and submit it. And I know this is already going to work, so I'm not even going to bother looking at the result. Okay, there we go. It all passed. It was just as easy as that. And that didn't even take 5 minutes. That was like 1 minute. Okay, so I've been tasked with solving this problem. I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually, so I'll just stare until I get the solution somehow.
5 hours later. 8 hours later.
Okay, so it's midnight, and I haven't exactly solved it yet. I've made a little bit of progress, which is I realized that you can actually brute force the smaller test cases, but other than that, I haven't solved it. I'm really tired. I don't think I can solve it right now. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll do another 5 hours of thinking about it, and hopefully the solution pops out at me. Okay, let's solve this problem. USICO 2020 December contest gold. This can't be too difficult. Okay, so it looks like we need to determine all possible starting strings for something. And I know that when we need to find all possible of something, we can always use brute force. What's that? Time complexity? What's that about? Time complexity? No, I don't know about that. No. How am I in gold? Oh. I don't know. I'm just in gold. None of the problems ever required some, like, time complexity. Never heard of that. Never been required. Always just brute force stuff. So, let's just try to work through this. I think the solution here is just going to be to go through all of the 4 to the power of input size possibilities, and then just take it from there. So let's try to implement it. Okay, so I've got my code here. You can see that I'm just brute forcing this, which is probably going to work. And we have here a library called itertools, which is good for brute forcing stuff. I'm sure this is going to work. Why don't we try submitting it on Usico? Why don't we try that? Okay, let's just see. See, I always get all green on all of these. It's not too difficult to get that. So apparently T means time limit exceeded, which I haven't gotten before, but maybe it's because my program's too slow. Maybe brute force doesn't actually work. Huh, that's really weird. I'm gonna have to look into this. Maybe look into that time complexity thing they were talking about. Maybe that's gonna help speed up my algorithm. I don't know. Okay, so it's really late at night here, and I can't talk loudly. First, because everyone else here is sleeping, and second of all, I'm just really tired. But I'm doing this contest late at night because my time zone doesn't work out for the Leak Code contests. But I'm just trying to do these problems, but I'm just so tired. But no, I'm gonna solve this first problem. It can't be that hard. Okay, so our task here is to find the longest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. If there is no common prefix, return an empty string. Okay. Well, this seems like a pretty easy problem. But wait, what if the array is actually empty? So we have to make sure that it's not empty. Okay, I know it says the input is a list of strings, but what if they're not all strings? So we have to make sure that all of them are strings first. We just want to be really careful about edge cases here. Okay, I think we covered all the edge cases. Oh, but we also have to make sure that that the length of S is valid. So, okay, that looks pretty good to me. Is there anything else that we have to consider? We have to consider if there's any empty strings in here, just in case. I'm sure it's covered in the logic, but let's just be really safe here. Okay, I think we're finally ready to do the final part. All right. Okay, I think we got all of it covered here. Let's just run it, see if it works. I think. Oh no. Oh no, we forgot about that. Okay. Okay, now let's see if it works. Hopefully it works now. Okay. Hey, and there we go. It is submitted correctly. I really think having caught all those edge cases helped us out here. If I didn't do all the edge cases, I'm sure it would have failed. I'm not actually going to test that out, but it also says here that our program is pretty slow relative to the other ones. But that's fine. In actual software development, you want to make sure you cover all the edge cases, which is why I always cover all the edge cases in all my programs. Okay, so we've got this programming problem. Supposedly it's a programming problem. It's called NIM game. And apparently there's a heap of stones on the table, and me and my friend take turns removing 1 to 3 stones from the heap. And the one who removes the last stone is the winner. This actually doesn't look like a programming problem to me. It actually looks like a math problem. So let me go do some big brain working out on this not commonly known problem, and I'll be right back.
5 hours later.
Okay, I have solved it, and apparently we don't need any kind of programming. We don't need any kind of dynamic programming, memoization, nothing like that, nothing fancy. It turns out that you can win if the number of stones in the pile, mod 4, is not equal to 0. So we just have to program that in real quick, and I'm a mathematician. I don't really do programming, but I know how to use modulos in programming. That's the percentage operator. So we can just return n mod 4 is not equal to 0. And I think that'll work. All right, that was great. I'm such a big brain mathematician. I didn't even need to do any type of programming. I just solved it by hand, the true mathematical way. I'm sure nobody else is going to solve it this way because nobody else knows about NIM. This game is, I think, totally obscure. I didn't hear about it before, but it was relatively easy. It took me about 5 hours to solve on paper, but I'm glad I finally got it figured out that it's just mod 4. So you can often solve programming problems with math. It takes a lot of time and effort maybe, And it might be harder than actually doing programming, but in the end, it's much better to just do programming problems with math. Hey there, I like to use Linux. Wait, but why do you use Linux? Well, first of all, it's just cool, and also there's the fact that a lot of like online guides don't support Windows, and I don't want to use Mac OS because it's too expensive. So I use Linux because everyone hates Windows. I wish more people would like Windows so I could use it. So I use Linux because more people support it in guides. Also, it's free, and I want to support free software. Also, open source software. Linux is open source, so that's why I like to use Linux. So why don't we just try out some musical problem? So this is from the 2020 December contest. I'm also going to use Vim. I love to use Vim. So yeah, let's just do the problem. Alright, and it looks like our program works. So yeah, you can see I took only about a few minutes to do that. So using Linux and using Vim is the way to go, always. Also, did I mention that we have this super cool background? The super cool background is also another reason why you should use Linux. Did I tell you that I use Linux? I use Linux, and you should use Linux too. Alright, thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to press that like button. If you don't have to. And as always, remember to smash that subscribe button, and we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.